Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu newspaper analysis dated 27th of January 2024. In today's newspaper analysis, we are going to cover the most important articles from the newspaper, and today there have been topics from international relations, science and technology, Indian polity, social justice and other PT related topics. So we are going to discuss all these topics one by one. Apart from this, we have also included a mapping topic for discussion with you. So let us quickly see the list of articles that we are going to cover in today's newspaper analysis. So in all, we are going to cover these 11 articles today. Alright. So let us start the discussion with the first topic, which is going to be a mapping topic. So name of the topic is Simlipal Tiger Reserve. So today in the newspaper, there were mention of few tiger reserves and national parks in the country. One of the tiger reserve and national park is Kaziranga National Park. So it was in news, and apart from this, they have also mentioned the Simlipal Tiger Reserve. So today we are going to understand about the location of the tiger reserve. We are going to understand the concept related to tiger reserve. Okay, so first of all, see the location of the Simlipal Tiger Reserve because it is going to be important under places in news. All right. So Simlipal, okay, remember the spelling as well. It is Simlipal Tiger Reserve. So where is it located? It is located in the state of Odisha. So this is the state of Odisha, and the state of Odisha has coastal boundary with the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so this particular place is Bay of Bengal. Okay, it is Bay of Bengal. So it does have coastal boundary with Bay of Bengal, and Simlipal Tiger Reserve is this particular location. This is where Simlipal Tiger Reserve is located. When we talk about the Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve, so Kaziranga National Park is located in the state of Assam, right? So this is the map of Assam. So both these places were in news today, and now let us understand what are tiger reserves. So tiger reserves are those areas that are protected for the conservation of the tiger. Alright, tiger reserves are demarcated by the central government, right? And since these are lands, they come under different states, right? So different state government, within their geographical boundary, these tiger reserves are there. In India, we do have National Tiger Conservation Authority. This is known as NTCA, National Tiger Conservation Authority. So this National Tiger Conservation Authority has the mandate of protecting the, let's say, tigers in the country. When we talk about the tiger that was recently seen in Kaziranga National Park, so this tiger has golden color. So this is a rare tiger that was seen in Kaziranga National Park recently, and the Chief Minister of the state of Assam has posted the photograph of this particular tiger on X, which was formerly Twitter, right? So he has posted over there. So tigers are endangered species under the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN. So IUCN is an international organization, and this particular organization maintains a list of threatened species, right? It is known as the list of threatened species. Okay, it is known as red list. Under this, they have 7 different categories. One of the categories is endangered category, and the tiger that we are talking about, it is in endangered category. So we are going to discuss about that particular tiger in the article today under let's say PT perspective discussion. So let us quickly move to the first topic for the discussion today, and this is the topic. It says reflecting on Bilkis Bano's resilient pursuit of justice, right? So through this article, we are going to discuss about some of the concepts related to social justice. We will discuss about some of the concepts related to, let's say, administration of justice, right? We are going to discuss about Plato's theory related to justice, okay? So let us quickly start the discussion on this particular topic. So this is topic number 1 for the day. So what is the name of the topic? It is reflecting on Bilkis Bano's resilient pursuit of justice. reflecting on Bilkis Bano's resilient pursuit of justice. So, what is the context of this particular topic? First of all, we will understand the context and then we are going to discuss about this topic in detail. Alright. So, recently what has happened? Recently the Supreme Court of India has released a guideline, released direction, and it has ruled, right? The Supreme Court's ruling has quashed. Okay, quashed means it has, let's say, like, denied the remission that was granted, right? Denied the remission that was granted to 11 convicts, right? That were granted to 11 convicts by the government of Gujarat, okay, by the government of Gujarat, by the state government of Gujarat. So, this is the context under which we are studying this particular article, but we need to understand about some basics related to this article. We need to understand the background related to this article. So, here we are talking about a lady, her name is Bilkis Bano, okay, her name is Bilkis Bano. So, basically what has happened long back, right, in the year of around 2002, right, long back in 2002, it's been more than 20 years now. In 2002, riots has happened in Gujarat, okay, Gujarat riots has happened. So, this was a kind of communal riot, okay, it was a kind of communal riot. So, the thing is, huge number of Muslims were being killed at that particular riot. So, it was a riot between two different religious communities, okay, that has happened. So, during this riot, Bilkis Bano is a lady basically. So, her neighbors, so there were 11 people, right, there were 11 people from her neighbor, right, from her neighborhood, and those people entered into the home of Bilkis Bano. They have killed most of the family members of Bilkis Bano. In fact, they have killed an infant child also of Bilkis Bano. And this lady was pregnant, and there, let's say, in front of her eyes, her family members have been killed and she has been raped by 11 people. So, that was a kind of gang rape that has happened long back in 2002, right? So, after then, investigations have been done. 11 people have been sentenced, right, and they were serving their sentences. But recently what has happened, the Gujarat government, the state government of Gujarat has given them remission. After receiving remission, these 11 people came out of the prison, and the moment they came out of the prison, they were celebrated as, let's say, victors of some war like that, okay. So, they were celebrated. People have given them, let's say, garlands, people have given them sweets, and not only this, right, so after coming out of the jail, they have also met with one, let's say, religious denomination, I think it is known as RSS. So, they have met with the leaders of, let's say, one of the religious denomination. And recently the Supreme Court of India has taken a note of this particular incident, and then Supreme Court of India has decided to quash the remission that was given by the state government of Gujarat. And what the Supreme Court of India has said, Supreme Court of India clearly mentioned that the Gujarat government, the state government, does not have the authority or power to provide any remission to convicts, right? So, this is the authority and power lies with the judiciary, right? So, state government does not have any authority to provide remission, and that's why Supreme Court of India has directed them to surrender, right? And these 11 people have returned to the prison. They have returned to the Godhra prison. So, they have returned to the prison where they were earlier posted. Now, this particular incident raises a question, very important question. Means, what is that question? It raises the role of the prison, okay? Means what is the role of the prison? right? It raises the question on role of the prison. So basically when we talk about role of the prison, why people are sent to the prison? People are sent to the prison so that they get time inside the prison to reflect upon what wrongs they have done to some people or to the society at large. Okay, so if someone is in conflict with law, if someone has committed a crime for which, let's say they have been convicted in a court of law, so court of law gives them punishment. Okay, so that they spend some time of their life in the prison. It depends, let's say the let's say amount, it depends on the severity of the crime that the person has done. Accordingly the judiciary decides the, let's say the quantum of punishment for that person. So in this article basically they have discussed about one specific theory, and that theory is, we are going to discuss, it is known as curative theory of punishment. What? It is known as curative theory of punishment. So we are going to discuss about the curative theory of punishment today. Curative theory of punishment. So to understand this curative theory of punishment, I will give you an example. So basically what happens, let's say there is a doctor, and that particular doctor may be giving injection, may be conducting surgery of a patient, right? And during this process, the doctor causes pain to the patient. But what is the larger perspective of the doctor? The doctor wants to heal that particular person. Doctor wants that that person gets cured. Okay, so the pain that is inflicted by the doctor on a patient is not to get any kind of vengeance. It is to cure the patient, let's say for a long-term recovery. Similarly, when we talk about the prison, right? When we talk about role of the prison, so people are sent in the prison so that after going to the prison, these people can let's say rethink or introspect about what wrong they have done to the society. So that during this process, right, that person, let's say that person learns something. That person, I mean after serving the prison sentence, once that person comes back to the society, right, he should have some sense of, let's say some sense of what wrong he has done, how he has served the prison, so that his mentality, his mindset changes. But in this case, what has happened? The people who have committed heinous crime of killing people, of raping a pregnant women, right, they have come out of the prison after 15 years and they have been celebrated, and there was no sign of vengeance, there was no sign of any remorse, let's say, in the faces of any of these convicts. So the thing is, here, while penning down, while let's say delivering the judgment, Justice B.V. Nagaratna from Supreme Court of India, she has talked about the curative theory of punishment. She has quoted let's say Greek philosopher. She has quoted Greek philosopher Plato. Okay, she has quoted Greek philosopher Plato. So what does Plato says? So Plato says that punishment is to be inflicted not for the sake of vengeance, but for the sake of prevention and reformation. In his treatise, Plato reasons that the lawgiver, as far as he can, ought to imitate the doctor who does not apply his drug with a view to cause pain only, but to do the patient good. This curative theory of punishment likens penalty to medicine administered for the sake of one being chastised. In the sense that if someone is sent to the prison, so he is sent to the prison so that he can reflect upon what wrongs he has done, so that the moment that person comes out after serving the prison sentence, that person is a reformed person. Okay, so he talks about the curative theory of punishment, Plato, right? And one of the judge of the Supreme Court of India, Justice B.V. Nagaratna, has talked about that, it is important that prison should play a very important role. What role should prison play? When a person is inside the prison, that person should understand that he has done something wrong in this society, that's why he is inside the prison, and role of the prison is to reform people, right? to reform people. Reform people means reform the prisoners who are inside the prison. But it seems that prisons are not doing, not let's say functioning according to the role that is expected from the prison. So in this article they talk about this particular thing, and apart from this, in this article they talk about the plight of Bilkis Bano. Okay, they talk about the plight of Bilkis Bano. So Bilkis Bano here is the lady, is the person, let's say whose family members have been killed in front of her eyes. So she is a person who has been relentlessly trying her best to get justice from our judicial system, right? To get justice from our judicial system, and she has faced n number of hurdles in, let's say from courts to courts over the years. But the thing is, in this article they have talked about another theory. What theory? That theory is known as carceral feminism. Okay, that theory is known as carceral feminism. So we are going to discuss what do we mean by carceral feminism. So basically under carceral feminism they talk about two important things. Number one, they say that Indian society, basically we are discussing this particular topic from the perspective of Indian society. So one thing they say that Indian society is deeply patriarchal. Okay, Indian society is deeply patriarchal. This is one thing. Apart from this, they say that they say another very important thing related to this, that it sheds light on the paradoxical relationship between feminism and the state, right? Recognizing the state as both a potential ally of the patriarchy and a depriver of liberties. Okay, now they have talked about the role of the state. What is the role? They have mentioned two things about the state. One thing is that state plays a role of potential ally of patriarchy. Second, that they say that it is a depriver of liberties. State is a depriver of liberties. Now let us try to understand this thing from the context of Bilkis Bano case. Okay, carceral feminism simply says that since Indian state has been deeply patriarchal society, and state in itself, right, state means India in itself is a potential ally of patriarchy, means it supports patriarchy. The state itself supports patriarchy. Apart from this, state plays the role of depriver of liberties for women. Here we are talking about from the perspective of women. So here the author raises two important questions. One question is the role that the prison plays in reforming a prisoner, right, reforming a person who is into the prison. But in India the prison is failing to do so. Apart from this, here through this concept carceral feminism, they raise the question that what role does the state play? So here effectively they are saying that state is failing, right, in its duties to provide justice. Because when we talk about the, let's say administration of justice, justice should not only be seen to be done, but it should be done effectively. In this article the author has raised a question that these prisoners have come out of the jail after 15 years and they did not have any, let's say, sign of remorse in their faces. What will happen that after serving their entire prison sentence, once they come back again they will not be having any remorse in their face. So the thing is, Bilkis Bano will be let down by the justice delivery system in India. So finally the author says that India must commit to fostering a society where survivors' voices are heard, their pain acknowledged, and their quest for justice validated. Alright, so this is the thing. So with this, let us quickly move to another article. It says lessons from a high profile Harvard exit. Okay, so we are going to discuss about exit of let's say one high level post, one person from a very high level post in Harvard University, right? So we are going to discuss some important let's say concept related to that. Okay, so here lessons from a high profile Harvard exit. So this is a topic which is important under current affairs. It's a miscellaneous topic. However, there are a lot to learn from this topic. So that's why I have included this topic for discussion with you. So there has been an African American president. Okay. So here we are talking about Harvard University. Okay. We are talking about Harvard University. I think this is located in Boston in United States of America. So in Harvard University, there was a lady, she was African American president of Harvard University. African American president of Harvard University. Recently what has happened? Her name is like Claudine Gay. Her name is Claudine Gay. This is the name of the lady. So she has recently resigned from Harvard University. Why she has resigned? Her resignation is related to a lot of things. Basically, like since she is an African American person, so the thing is, and United States of America has native population and they are whites. But the thing is, like in American society, although they say that the society is so much interconnected, they cherish the diversity that they have, right, in America. But the thing is, deeply within America, the political parties that are contesting for the presidential election at this point of time, they are trying to polarize the, let's say, citizens in the United States of America. So when we talk about the Republican Party, right? So Republican Party is, let's say, like, Republican Party are basically they are one of the, let's say, like, deeply like pro-white party, from where, let's say, like, so we do have Republican Party, we do have another party also there in US. So the thing is, like, they are trying to polarize the voters in that country. So like this has something to do with the, let's say, like, with the kind of racial thing in United States of America. Here in this article, they have talked about the concept related to diversity, equity and inclusion. Okay, so we are going to discuss about that concept, which is, they say one of the cherished principle of Harvard University is diversity, equity and inclusion. Okay, so DEI. Diversity means the Harvard University prefers the batch profile to be of people who are coming from diverse background. Means there can be people who are, let's say, Native American, the white people, there can be African American people, there can be people from across the globe from various countries. So that talks about diversity. Second thing, when we talk about equity, equity means, let's say, like, access to education must be equally accessible to people from all backgrounds, all socio-economic backgrounds. There can be people who are coming from, let's say, poor socio-economic background. They should be able to afford education in one of the topmost like educational institute in the world, which is Harvard University. So they say, irrespective of your socio-economic background, you can come here, you can do complete your education. Now inclusion means, let's say, like, bringing people from different diverse backgrounds in under one roof, means like, you know, they should be included, they should be made felt that they are part of the American society. So here through this article the author says that although these are the cherished principles of the Harvard University, but the thing is the exit or resignation of Claudine Gay, I mean she is a lady, from Harvard University's post of president raises deep questions, and the author tries to, let's say, like correlate that particular incident with Indian society. So here author talks about that in India also, like, you know, right wing populism is on the rise. Not only in India, it is this particular trend has been seen across the world. So across the world there are many countries where right wing populism is at its peak. Like if we can take the example of Israel, we can take the example of Argentina, we can take example of many countries, right, including in Africa. So right wing populism is something which is, let's say, like, you know, which is being seen across the world, and because of which what is happening, even the educational institutions are also facing polarization within its, let's say, faculty members, within the, let's say, top post of administrators. So because of this particular polarization, the academic institutions that should be seen as institution of inclusion, they are, let's say, not left, let's say, like, you know, from the tendency of polarization in the academic institutions. So here the author talks about that it gives some signals that cannot be missed, and here author talks about that in India the University Grants Commission, right, is setting up an like, you know, University Grants Commission has released a draft notification under which it is setting up and making operational the campuses of foreign higher educational institutions in India. Registration 2023. So what is happening in India? We are promoting privatization of education, higher education. We are promoting let's say foreign institutions and their private let's say, like, you know, private thing in India. So this will lead to deep privatization of the institutions, right, institution of higher academic learning. If higher education is made so much profit driven, profit oriented, right, in that case equity will be missing, because like people who are coming from like, you know, marginal socio-economic backgrounds, they cannot go and take admission in those institutions, and that will further, let's say, divide the Indian society deeply. Okay, so author raises question related to this. So basically this article says that the hard-earned academic freedom and intellectual sovereign space in India must remain non-negotiable, having been shaped by the spirit of diversity, equity and inclusion. So author says that we can draw a lesson from this particular thing, and we should not let it happen in India, right? We should not, let's say, like, you know, make the higher education so much profit driven. Okay, this is the thing. Now with this, let us move to another article. This article is, let's say, like, you know, from a very important topic. It says Israel must take all measures to prevent genocidal acts in Gaza. It was said by the International Court of Justice. All right. So let us talk about this particular topic. This is topic number 3. So in this topic, basically we are going to talk about the rulings that are given by the International Court of Justice. I'm just writing ICJ so that you can understand. This is Article 3. So basically what has happened recently, South Africa, right? South Africa has moved to the International Court of Justice, right? South Africa has moved to the International Court of Justice. Why it has moved to the International Court of Justice? It has moved to the International Court of Justice to file a case against Israel. Okay, South Africa filed a case against Israel in ICJ, right, in International Court of Justice. Now let us discuss about the nature of the International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice has been established under the UN Charter. So under the UN Charter, let's say, like, you know, they have mentioned about that there will be a world court. There will be a court that is known as International Court of Justice. the members of the International Court of Justice are sovereign states, means India is a member, South Africa is a member, United States of America is a member, even let's say Israel is a member, and all these states, right, are member to the International Court of Justice. So any dispute between different member countries can be taken to the International Court of Justice. So recently South Africa has taken this particular case to the International Court of Justice, and what was the point that South Africa has said? South Africa has said that, like, Israel is involved in doing genocide, right? Genocide of Palestinian people, And where does Palestinian people reside? Palestinian people reside in two important places. One of the places is known as Gaza Strip, and other is known as West Bank. Okay, it is known as West Bank. This is the thing. So South Africa says that Israel is involved in doing genocide in Gaza Strip, right? Or it is doing genocide of the Palestinian people in Gaza Strip. And there are media reports, videos are available on social media platforms where the Prime Minister of Israel, the President of Israel, and top level ministers of Israel have, let's say, raised slogans of committing genocide. Means like this has, the Israeli defense forces who went inside the Gaza Strip, they have killed huge number of, let's say, civilians. That includes around 50% of the children and women. Means like children, women, and everyone is being killed in the Gaza Strip. So this has been termed as genocidal activity. Genocide means killing human beings, right? Mass killing of human beings. And under international law, genocide is totally prohibited. And there is a convention also that is known as Genocide Convention. Okay, there is a convention that is known as Genocide Convention. The Genocide Convention, I am just writing it. The Genocide Convention. Alright. So this is the colloquial name. The official name is very big one. So according to the Genocide Convention, genocide is prohibited, right, in all its form everywhere across the world. And the responsibility has been given on the states, that states will take all possible measures to make it sure that genocide does not happen anywhere. And after then, what has happened? The International Court of Justice has given 3 hours of time period to each, South Africa and to Israel, right, to, let's say, talk about their own case. And after then, the International Court of Justice has what International Court of Justice has done? The International Court of Justice has released interim orders. Okay, it has released what? It is known as interim measures. Okay, it is known as interim measures. So these interim measures are akin or similar to the interim orders that are given by courts of law in India, right? So the thing is, why interim measures? Because the genocide case that is happening, right, if they have to go to do the fact check, if they have to investigate, so the thing is, the case is going to linger for about 4 to 5 years from now. And by that time, Israeli people might have killed huge number of Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip. So that's why the International Court of Justice has said, it has said that, Israel should, right, Israel must take all measures to prevent genocidal acts in Gaza. Okay, that has been said by the International Court of Justice. And what does it imply? It implies it is similar to asking Israel for going for a ceasefire. Ceasefire means putting down arms. All right. So let me quickly make you understand about the map or location of these countries, right? So over here, let me just quickly draw the map so that you understand about this. So basically this particular location is known as Gaza Strip, and in the middle this is Israel. This location is known as West Bank. So in Gaza Strip and in West Bank resides Palestinian people. So I have written over here Gaza Strip and West Bank. This is where Palestinians reside. Okay, Palestinian people reside. This is where Palestinian people reside, right? In Gaza Strip and in West Bank. So initially what has happened? On 7th of October 2023, from Gaza Strip there is a armed group. Its name is Hamas, right? Hamas. Hamas means the Islamic Resistance Movement. Hamas means Islamic Resistance Movement. This is the name, let's say, like, you know, in Palestinian language, right? This is the meaning of Hamas. But Hamas is a non-state actor. What? Hamas is a non-state actor. However, when we talk about Israel, it is a state. When we talk about South Africa, it is also a state. So the thing is, in the International Court of Justice, states are members, and the International Court of Justice may give ruling against states only. When we talk about the crime of genocide, so related to the crime of genocide, it can be prosecuted or persecuted, right? It can be prosecuted in the International Criminal Court. So International Criminal Court and International Court of Justice, these are two different courts. International Court of Justice has been set up under the UN Charter. When we talk about International Criminal Court, that has been set up under Rome Statute. Okay, Rome Statute or Rome Statute is different. Rome Statute is different, and the UN Charter is different. UN Charter is a document. It is the constituting document that led to the formulation, that led to the establishment of the United Nations organization. All right. So this is the thing. This is the article. So finally it says Israel must take all measures to prevent genocidal acts in Gaza. That has been said by the International Court of Justice. All right. So with this, let us quickly move to another article. It says endless war. Russia, Ukraine and NATO should make a practical assessment of the war. So we will quickly understand about this topic. I am going to write very less on this topic because this topic has been there. It has been lingering for more than a year. Topic number 4. Name of the topic is endless war. Alright, so endless war means a war is happening between Russia and Ukraine. A war is happening between Russia and Ukraine. So the thing is, Russia says this particular war as a special military operation. Russia says that it is a special military operation on Ukraine. So basically, if we talk about the version of Russia, if we see it from the viewpoint of Russia, Russia says that we want to liberate the people who are forcefully occupied, right? Who are forcefully, let's say, captured by Ukraine. So Russia says that there are certain territories in Ukraine where people have been forcefully kept, and these territories want to liberate themselves, and Russia is helping them. This is the viewpoint of Russia. However, Ukraine says that we are a sovereign country, right? The entire territory belongs to us, and Russia has no business in our territory. So Russia should not enter here. So that has led to an escalation of war. And the Russian president is Vladimir Putin, and president of Ukraine is Volodymyr Zelensky. All right. So the thing is, these two countries have been in a state of warfare, and Russia has made huge advancement. It has taken, let's say, like, you know, taken under control, or it has seized a lot of territories. Eastern part of Ukraine it has seized. That includes various important places. So I'm going to write down name of some of these places. Maybe these places come in news. So these places are part of Ukraine, right? So what places have been captured by Russia? So I'm going to write down name of those places, okay? One of the places known as Marianka. This is Marianka. This is one of the place that has been captured by Russia. Then there is another place. Right, there are 3 places that are named in this article. Okay, I'm going to write down name of all these places. One is Avdiivka, Avdiivka. VKA, Avdiivka. This is another place. Third place, right? Third place is also there. It is known as Kupiansk. Kupiansk. So these are the places that have been captured by Russian military. And recently what has happened? There were around 65 prisoners of war. We need to understand about prisoners of war. Okay, POW. POW stands for prisoners of war. So basically what happens, let's say there are soldiers from Ukraine, and these soldiers are fighting from the side of Ukraine. Okay, they are fighting from the side of Ukraine, but these soldiers are captured by Russia. Okay, let's say these soldiers are captured by Russia, right? Captured by Russia. So Ukrainian soldiers are captured by Russia, so Russia will call those soldiers as prisoners of war. And the thing is, like, you know, there are various humanitarian conventions. There are Geneva conventions, right? So those humanitarian conventions talk about procedures, they talk about, let's say, rules, right, related to treatment of the prisoners of war. So those conventions say that prisoners of war, I mean, like, you know, they should not be tortured, right? Like, you know, their arms, legs, these things should not be cut, right? They should not be tortured. And as soon as the war ends, they should think about repatriating the prisoners of war, means sending back the prisoners of war to the country of origin, to their own country. And recently, Russia was sending about 65 prisoners of war from Russia to Ukraine. But on its way, right, the plane crashed and all the soldiers died. Not only soldiers, also the people who were flying the plane, they also died. Okay, and Russia has accused Ukraine of, let's say, like, you know, attacking on this particular plane. So now an investigation has started in that particular case also, and through this article they talk about that this particular war has assumed endlessness, means it has been 1.5 years, more than 1.5 years, that it is still lingering. The war is still going on. Huge number of soldiers are being killed from both the sides. Okay, although Russia has made significant advancement, it has captured huge amount of territory, but like it seems that, like, you know, this war is not ending. And US, like, you know, so the thing is, like, a former US President Donald Trump, so he is again contesting for election. He has made election promise that the moment he let's say like is elected again as president of USA, he is going to bring this particular war to its end within days. Okay, so this war between Russia and Ukraine, he wants to bring an end to it within days. So now let us talk about a topic from science and technology section. It says Chandrayaan helped moon lander keep pinpoint landing, says Japan. Alright, so let us discuss about this particular thing. So Japan, like, you know, Japan Aerospace is, just a minute. So we are going to discuss another topic. This is topic number maybe 5 or 4, right? We are going to discuss about this topic. It is a very important topic from science and technology. There is a likelihood that, like, UPSC may ask this question from in the prelims exam. So that's why I'm going to write down this particular topic for you. So it says Chandrayaan helped moon lander make pinpoint landing, So here we are talking about, let's say, like, you know, two different things. One important thing that we are talking about is Chandrayaan mission, right? We are talking about Chandrayaan 3 mission. So when we talk about Chandrayaan 3 mission, so this Chandrayaan 3 mission is of the Indian Space Research Organization. ISRO has launched Chandrayaan 3. So under Chandrayaan 3, what we have done, let's say this is moon, right? Let's say this is moon. We have made a soft landing of Chandrayaan 3 on south pole of the moon, right? We have done soft landing on the south pole of the moon. As part of the Chandrayaan mission, we had a lander, we have a rover, and we also have an orbiter. Okay, we have an orbiter module also. What? We have an orbiter module. So this orbiter module is functioning from the Chandrayaan 2, right? It is part of Chandrayaan 2 mission, right? It is still functioning. Apart from this, in this article, basically they have talked about another mission which is known as SLIM mission, right? This mission is known as SLIM mission, and this SLIM mission is of JAXA. What? JAXA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. So SLIM mission is also a moon mission of Japan, and this moon mission is, let's say, like, you know, is a very precise mission. They wanted to, let's say, land on the south pole of the moon. They want to land on the moon at a very precise location. Okay, so they wanted to do a precise landing on the surface of the moon. Precise landing means within 100 meters, right? Or within 100 meters of a particular territory, they wanted to make a landing. So this was a very precise mission, and they have successfully landed on the surface of the moon. However, when we talk about the Chandrayaan 3 mission, we made a landing, but the thing is, the kind of area where we wanted to land, it was about 3-4 kilometers wide. So there anywhere we wanted to make a landing. However, it was more precise than we thought about. But the thing is, when we talk about the SLIM mission of Japan, right, SLIM mission of JAXA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, they have done a very precise landing, and they have said that Chandrayaan mission of India has helped them in achieving that. Okay, so the thing is, they have also cooperated with the Indian Space Research Organization to get some, let's say, technical information, to get technical input, and ISRO has assisted, right, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, right, in its SLIM mission. This is the thing. This is the article that they talk about. Okay, so we have in the past discussed about the SLIM mission in detail, right? So this is the thing. SLIM means Smart Lander for Investigating Moon. So I am writing the name of this mission. It is known as a Smart Lander for Investigating Moon. Smart Lander for Investigating Moon. Okay, this is the thing. So with this, let us move to another topic. So now we are going to discuss about topics that are short, that are important for the prelims exam. So this is our topic. Basically, I have included the map of the Kaziranga National Park. So Kaziranga National Park is a World Heritage Site. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So inside Kaziranga National Park, we find one horned rhinoceros, and recently one golden colored tiger was, let's say, in news from the Kaziranga National Park, because wildlife photographers have captured photo of a golden colored tiger, which is rare, right, in Kaziranga National Park. When we talk about golden colored tigers, so they are under the endangered category under the United Nations IUCN, okay, International Union for Conservation of Nature. So we are going to discuss about the location of some of the national parks. So in India, there are 7 national parks in the state of Assam itself, right? There are around 53 national parks overall. So huge number of national parks are there. But when we talk about the state of Assam itself, right, it has 7 national parks. What are those? One of the most important national park is the Kaziranga National Park that we are discussing. Second is we have Dihing Patkai National Park. We have Dibru Saikhowa National Park. We have Nameri National Park. We have Orang National Park. We have Manas National Park and Tiger Reserve. And we have this Raimona National Park. So these are 7 national parks that are located in the state of Assam itself. And this is the map of the Kaziranga National Park. So the Brahmaputra river flows through the Kaziranga National Park. I mean, like, Kaziranga National Park is so big that, like, you know, Brahmaputra river, let's say, like, you know, flows through it, some portion of it. This is the thing. So this is the state of Assam basically. Now let us discuss about this topic as we discussed already. So this is the photograph of the tiger that we talked about in the past. It is golden tiger. Generally tiger have three color. I mean, like, you know, one is white color, they have white color, they have orange color, and they have black colored strip. And for this particular tiger, the black colored strip that is there, it is faded. Even the orange color is faded. So it looks like, this tiger looks like a golden tiger, okay. So it has been in news. The Chief Minister of Assam has posted the photograph on Twitter or X, right? So that has made sensation. So this photograph has been taken by one wildlife photographer. His name is Gaurav Ramnarayanan. Okay, so he has taken the photograph. So we discussed already this thing, and in the beginning today we discussed about the Simlipal Tiger Reserve, which is located in Odisha. We discussed about the mapping location of the Simlipal Tiger Reserve also. So now let us understand about another article. We are going to quickly understand this article. It says, Union government makes it clear that Aadhaar card no proof of citizenship birth date. Okay, Aadhaar card is issued by the Unique Identification Authority of India. It is known as UIDAI in short, right? And Aadhaar card is a proof of identity. UIDAI has made it clear that Aadhaar card is a proof of identity. It is not a proof of citizenship, and it is not a proof of date of birth. Okay, related to date of birth, they accept 10th pass certificate. Proof of citizenship can be showcased through passport, it can be showcased through voter ID, but Aadhaar card is not a proof of citizenship, and it is not a proof of date of birth. This has been made clear by the government, and recently one organization which is known as EPFO, Employees Provident Fund Organization, they have also notified that they are not going to accept Aadhaar card as a proof of date of birth. They are going to accept Aadhaar card as a proof of identity of the person. Alright, so Aadhaar numbers are 12-digit numbers. Okay, every Indian citizen is given, like, you know, every citizen in India is given an Aadhaar card having 12-digit number, but like it is not a proof of citizenship. This is what is made clear by the government. Apart from this, we have another article. So this topic is related to prelims, very short topic. It says Taiwan reports Chinese combat patrols ahead of China-US talks. Okay, basically US and China and United States of America, they are in talks. China, as we know, is a communist state, and United States of America is a capitalist system. They follow capitalist state. So it is a democratic country, and that is not a democratic country. I mean, like, they have one party system, although they conduct elections, but they have one party system. So the thing is, when we talk about the dynamics between China and Taiwan, okay, when we talk about dynamics between China and Taiwan. So Taiwan is a small country which is located to the south of China, mainland China, and Taiwan is an independent state, right? It says that we are a sovereign country. It sees itself as a separate country. However, China asserts that Taiwan is an integral part of mainland China, right? And the mainland China has a policy which is known as One China policy. Under that policy, it makes it clear to other countries that all those countries that want to have good relations with mainland China, they need to consider that Taiwan is an integral part of China, and they don't need to maintain any diplomatic ties or connections with Taiwan. Recently, one island country was in news. It is known as Nauru, N-A-U-R-U. So Nauru has severed, it has, let's say, revoked its diplomatic connections with Taiwan, and it has engaged in diplomatic talks with mainland China. That's the thing. So in this article, they say that US and China are going to have a talk, and before that, let's say, China is China's Air Force, its Navy is, let's say, getting combat ready. Okay, so they are doing, let's say, combat patrols near Taiwan. Okay, they are doing combat patrols near Taiwan. Now we have another short article. It says Swedish PM refuses to negotiate NATO membership with Hungary. Now let us understand. NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. North Atlantic Treaty Organization is a security organization. It is a security grouping In this particular organization, there are 31 member countries. Okay, so recently Finland has joined as the 31st country of NATO, and North Atlantic Treaty Organization has been set up under the Washington Treaty. It does have an article which is known as Article 5 of the Washington Treaty. Article 5 of the Washington Treaty talks about collective security, and the doctrine of collective security says that an attack on any of the member of NATO will be considered to be an attack on all the members of NATO, and in that case all the members will retaliate against the common enemy. And not only this, a threat to attack on any of these countries will be considered as a threat to attack on all these countries, and they will retaliate together, right? They will take, let's say, collective measures, collective actions, right? And the provision of NATO, the provision of collective security, was for the first time invoked by the United States of America in 2001 when the World Trade Tower, right, World Trade Tower in USA, right, was attacked. Means like, you know, there was a plane was hijacked, and that plane was made to, let's say, go through that tower. So after then, the United States of America has launched attack on Afghanistan. They have killed Osama bin Laden, and they have, let's say, occupied Afghanistan for about 20 years, right? Last year or last to last year, let's say, US has withdrawn all its troops from Afghanistan, and Taliban has taken up, let's say, power in Afghanistan. That's the thing. So this particular topic, Sweden wants to become a member of NATO, and Sweden has said that they are not going to negotiate with Hungary related to NATO. Now let us understand this dynamic also. All the existing members of North Atlantic Treaty Organization must separately ratify the accession of a new member into the NATO. And Hungary, right? Hungary is a country which is a member of NATO, and Sweden wants to become a member of NATO, but, like, you know, Prime Minister of Sweden has said it is not going to negotiate, right, with Hungary related to this matter. So let us see where is Sweden located. This is the location of Sweden, and where is Hungary? This is the location of Hungary. Okay, this is the location of Hungary, right? I hope it is clear. So with this, let us now quickly, so this is another map. Let us quickly see another short topic. It says pneumonia outbreak kills over 200 children in Pakistan. So we know pneumonia is a kind of deadly disease that affects the infant and children below the age of 5 years. Huge number of people are killed because of pneumonia. It has happened in the past in India also. Huge number of children were being killed, and now what has happened from Pakistan also, reports are coming that around 200 children has died over a period of two weeks in Pakistan because of pneumonia. Okay, so this is just a news item, but like I wanted to highlight about the pneumonia related thing. So pneumonia leads to a kind of, you know, breathing problems among children, right? So this is the thing. So that's all from my side for the day. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.